Alrighty, folks. Now, let's talk about something else. Chord progressions. Now, and the same way that we can think about scales and the number of note in a scale, for instance with A major, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and we know this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A equals 1, and back to the beginning. We can also think about the chords in terms of these numbers. And so what you'll find when you start playing these tunes is that there are very common chords that come up. It's just that's just the way our eardrums work. Our inner ear likes the sounds of certain chords together, and others sound more jarring. So you'll notice that so many fiddle tunes out there go and use these chords. So you go with the 1, of course, because that's what key you're in, and the 5, or the 4, 5, and so the 1, 4, 5 would be A major, D major, and E major out of the key of A. And so the chord progression might go A to D, A to E, or it might just go A, D, E. It might go A, E, F sharp, and this is going to be minor here, F sharp minor to D, and this is wagon wheel. There are other cases where you'll see a 2 used, and that's usually at a point like this, A, say D, A, and then the 2 might get used. So in this case, it's B, and then the 5, which would be E. And what's really helpful here is being able to know that 1, the number of chords, 1, 4, 1, 2, 5. Or let's say if you used a 7, if you went from A, let's say A down to a G, like you would in a tune like Salt Creek, you're going from 1 to a 7, but it's going to be flatted compared to the major scale, but still it's a 7. And then where this comes in handy is that the same way we talked about transcriptions and being able to go from one scale to another but play the same tune, just understanding the numbers, well, you can play different songs by just knowing what numbers to use. For instance, just very quickly, let's use the song Wagon Wheel. It's a lovely tune. Catch C-Core, Old Crow, and Bob Dylan tune. So let's just use that intro. Okay, and it does get played a lot out there, you know. And so they did it out of the key of A. Okay, you're in the key of A. And so you know you're using an A, an E, and you'll be going to F sharp minor and D. Okay. But then let's say a singer comes in and says, wait, I want to sing this out of the key of G. Well, you could, in your brain, just have to search into deep crevices, or all you have to do is know the numbers. And so if you know that A is 1, E is 5, F sharp minor out of A is 6, and D is 4, well, how about the key of G? What are those corresponding letters, notes, and chords? And so G has G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And so if you start here, we know we're going to use a 1, so you're going to be using a G chord. You're going to count over. The next chord is going to be a 5, so it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's your 5 is going to be D. Your 6 is going to be here. 6 will be E minor instead of F sharp minor. And then the 4 will be D. Or I'm sorry, the 4 will be C out of G. So the C will be, all right? Now you might say, well, all this is just one letter down. You know, what's the point in doing this? Because I know everything's just one letter down, and I can, that's close, right? I can do that. But how about this? What if somebody comes in and says, wait, I only sing it out of E, okay? Well, then it's very helpful, because it's a little bit harder, at least in my mind, to jump from A to E with just like counting letters backwards, you know? And so what's very helpful is to be able to say, I know out of E, I know my 1 is E. I know my 5 is B. I know my 6 is C sharp minor. And I know the 4th note in my scale is E, F sharp, G sharp, A. A. And so you can quickly figure out what chords to play if you have something as simple as the scale memorized. And you know which numbers go with which. And this is really the basis of the number system that people use. You'll hear it at quite a bit at jam sessions and things. People say play a 4 here, play a, it'd be 1, 5, 4, or they'll go with it. So 1, 5, 1 kickoff, something like that. And that's where that's coming from. It's just looking at the scale and numbering the notes, and then using the number of notes to number the chord as well. So in this case, D4, E5, and so on. And that is something was really helpful for me to learn, and I hope that's helpful for you. Thanks.